All right. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please, with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome, everyone. Roll call, Mr. Lundberg.
Holm.
Yes.
Odie.
Yes.
Saxer.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Bell. Yes.
All right. With that, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented, please.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. No conflict of interest disclosure or waiver requests this evening. And community input. Do we have any of that this evening?
Madam Chair, I do not identify any community input.
Perfect. Thank you. That takes us to general business items, oral reports. It looks like we have a good news report this evening.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It is absolutely my pleasure to bring to the podium Mr. Mark Schleckway, our high school principal, and his respective support staff. We will be having a good news report at our second meeting in the months of January, February, March, and May, or March, April, May. Look forward to all of those respective good news reports. But tonight we kick it off with a school without walls.
Yeah, well, and hopefully you didn't have to park a mile away with 500, almost 500 middle schoolers here wrestling. It was hard to find a spot, but appreciate the opportunity to come in front of you for a good news report. Every year it seems like we do a little bit of a different twist, and we're going to do a twist on some work we've been doing behind the scenes and what we're rolling out. Started the registration process today with students, so we kind of started rolling this out, so the timing's perfect. I was told to stay on script a little bit, so I will. I usually don't, but I will stay on script. But at Brandon Valley High School, our work is grounded in the simple but important belief in our district strategic plan. Strong schools are built through strong partnerships with families and community. Today, I'm excited to introduce the Impact Project, which is a direct reflection of this belief. Beginning with the class of 2027, this initiative brings the vision of a school without walls to life. It connects our seniors with community partners right here and gives students meaningful, real-world experiences while exploring potential career paths, benefiting not only our students, but the communities that make up Brandon Valley for years to come. Now the why, okay? So you can kind of look up, obviously some things are gonna change, but if you've been around me very much, you probably are sick of the phrase, my passion for authentic educational experiences, because I have it. I want a kid that is, before they leave Brandon Valley High School, I want them to have an authentic experience that potentially is related to a career they may or may not want to do. I don't want them experiencing that at college. You couple that with the state high school report card, changes in 26, 27 with respect to ACT, but other areas too. So a particular area we're talking about today is college and career readiness. One key shift is the new capstone experience as a part of the career readiness column. We've been preparing for this for years. This didn't happen overnight, but we truly believe the steps that we are going to show you tonight will be a positive step for all of our students. As I just said, the project didn't happen overnight. It's the results of a ton of time, energy, and commitment of many people at BVHS. In particular, they won't take credit, but these two have been the visionary of this program and where we're doing and what we're going to roll out tonight and spend a ton of time and energy. So I'm done. I'm going to leave it to the two experts. I want to bring up our internship coordinator, Brady Olson, and BVHS counselor, Katie Murdy, who are going to share with you the details on the Impact Project.
So where we currently are, right now we offer internship and apprenticeships are kind of what are offered to our students. So in the last 4 years, we've had over 600 interns and apprentices that have gone through. We've also had about 200 partners that we have connected with within our community. And so incredible opportunity for that authentic learning experience to get outside of the school walls. But one thing just to point out to help you understand the difference between an internship and apprenticeship. Most of our students are interns, but we have this semester, we have 4 apprentices. And the only real difference is that in the apprenticeship, there's two key components. One is that they have to be paid. Our interns can be paid, but they do not have to be paid. About 70% of our interns are unpaid, and 30% are paid roughly. Our apprentices have to be paid. And the other component is beyond just the academic side of things that we do with the internship program, there has to be additional training and education purposes. And so we partnered with DSU for that to be able to get the students that additional training that they need. So again, we currently this semester have 4 paid apprentices, and they're all here within the Brandon Valley School District. And so we look at that, and that's where we get over half of our students are currently going through this, but there's the other half roughly that don't have this same type of opportunity to explore outside of our classroom walls, outside of our school walls, and that's where the Impact Project comes in, is we want all students to have that opportunity. And so as we look here, the Impact Project, it is based on our motto at the high school, lead, learn, and serve. And we've connected that with the capstone ideas and what it is that we want students to be able to do. And we think about the impact that they've had, that people have had on their lives all throughout, but also what is their impact moving forward. And so we think about how for our students, Brandon Valley really is a launch pad for them. Every lesson, every mentor, every opportunity, every community connection, all of those have been fueling our students and giving them the opportunities throughout their lifetime. It's not just a high school project. This is a culmination of everything from Brandon Valley. Think about the preschool teachers, the kindergarten, elementary, intermediate school, middle school, also support staff, coaches, community members, how and administration, all of those people have been impacting these students, helping them academically, giving them experiences and opportunities to be able to expose to what is out there, and how might they find their passion to be able to make a difference in our world. And this is that point where we get to help launch them. And so we think about the Impact Project as the moment we stop preparing and we start launching our students.
Okay, so like Brady talked about, so we have the internship, and then we also have the impact project. So students will get to decide between the two. It's not both, it's one or the other. The current internship project is shown on the left-hand side of the screen, and then the right-hand side shows the impact project. The impact project has 3 different areas that they will get to choose from. So we talk about registration. It started today. We started to talk about it. So the next year seniors will pick the capstone, and then later on they will choose between the 3 areas, and we'll go more in depth with that. But their choices will be the lead, the entrepreneurship, learn, senior experience, and then serve, service learning.
And so we're going to start with the lead, which is the entrepreneurship experience. If you want to go to the next slide. So this one is going to be geared toward, you can go to the next one. This one is going to be geared towards students who are kind of business-minded, that entrepreneurship, that they want to start a business in some way. And so we want to create an opportunity for them to do that. Not just have it be a dream, but let's take steps to make it a reality. And so they're going to come with their ideas. We're going to partner them with business mentors, people that can help them walk through, like, what is a business plan? Is your business idea, is it viable? Is it something that could be possible? Is there a need for it as well? And so walking them through that, being able to do the research for that and develop and create this idea and create the plan itself. And then ultimately, they are going to then present this to a panel as if it's presenting a business plan to a prospective opportunity.
So when we talk about examples, Brady and I thought about like the conversations we've had with students already. So it's pretty amazing to think about what our students are already doing, right? So lawn care, snow removal, crafts like jewelry making, right? Window cleaning, bath bombs, right? We have a senior girl who creates nail designs for their students, for her friends even, that are quite honestly red carpet worthy. It's pretty amazing. So with students having choice, they are going to excel. It'll be pretty amazing to see what they create and what they come up with when they get the choice of their own project to see what they come up with.
The next one is going to be our learn, and that is the senior experience. So in the middle here, we can go to the next slide again. So this one is where we feel like most students are probably going to gravitate towards. This is where they can kind of dig into something that they are interested in, they're passionate about, and maybe, as we mentioned, over half of our students are currently in the internship program. Those that are not, typically are not because they don't have time in their schedule. They want to take a lot of classes. There's incredible opportunities that are offered here at Brandon Valley. or maybe that they have a career in mind that doesn't really lend itself to an internship. And so we think most students are going to gravitate towards this, where they get to dig in, research something they're interested in, they're passionate about. It's more than just scratching the surface, that they need to have some depth to it, where they want to discover something, find something out, and then they have to create something to represent that in some way. So there's some kind of product that goes into this. It's not just a research, I've done it, but it's what can I show and how do I showcase what I have learned and how I have grown in some way. And then ultimately they're going to present in a gallery walk to our community and also to juniors to be able to help launch them and get them thinking about, oh, these could be ideas, things that I'm curious about to build on, or it kind of helps think about some other ideas that they may want to pursue themselves.
So some examples of this would be like sports officiating, OSHA. They can earn their CDL. We have an amazing partnership with Southeast Tech already, and so they can earn their CNA. We also work with Bethany Home in Town, where students can earn their CNA that way. We also have awesome community partners. So we also have examples of composing music, refurbishing a car, which you already talked about. But just today, we already had a student come up and talk to us about, okay, I compose music, so talk to me about how I can do that, either with an internship or a capstone. So even just today, with the little intro of capstone and internship, we already have a senior thinking about how he can do this. So that was pretty cool.
And then the third aspect is the SERVE and the service learning project and component that we have. So this one is beyond just volunteering. We want them to be able to create a project, a kind of service-based project with a partnership within our community. So if it's a nonprofit, a church, the school, if it is something with a city, some other organization that there is a real need that they can meet. So it's a real need with a real project to make a real difference is really where we want students to go with this. So again, not just the volunteering. Let's figure out what is that need, how do we come across to be able to address it and to collaborate with others and to be able to partner with people, to be able to have people that want to take part in this to make that real difference in the community. And so they will go through digging into what that looks like, creating it, spending time with that, and then ultimately they will do it and then showcase that as part of that gallery walk as well, so other people can see through videos, through pictures, through stories, what it was that they learned, that they discovered, and the impact that they made.
What I love about this one is when we were talking about it, the three of us, it was, Mr. Schleckway was like, this is BV, this is us, this is what we do for homecoming, service learning, this is what we do. So it'll be really fun to see what students do for this. This option to me is a huge way for students to shine a spotlight on what some of our students are doing already for FFA, for HOSA, for Girl Scouts, those type of things, Scouting America. This will also allow students to bring what they are doing in those type of programs that their peers don't get to see right now, that they will be able to show their peers because of this service learning. Some other examples that we talked about were partner with the City of Brandon to create PSAs, partner with local churches or nonprofits. One of the needs I see is, having a BV, Big Brothers Big Sisters program. Something we had a student come to the counselors for a couple years ago was the idea of having kind of like a makeshift, smaller scale, like food pantry in the high school or in one of the middle schools, elementaries. So if a student needed more food, more snacks for the weekend, they could go and just kind of take what they need. That was an idea. We couldn't do it at the time, but that could be something that someone could do. Next slide. Okay, so connecting with the community is going to be a huge component of this project, right? So as we grow, our need for community outreach grows with it, and it's always impressive how much the community is willing to help our students. Anytime we ask for something, they're always willing to step up. But connecting with the community is going to grow with this project. So with LEAD, some of the things that we were able to find is SCORE is a national business mentoring group. We've been able to connect with as an option for our students. What's pretty cool about it is if the mentor in South Dakota isn't sure about the business plan that the student has come up with, they can actually connect them with someone outside of South Dakota. So that's really neat. Sadie Swear from East Women's Business Center has already said she's more than happy to help male and female students. So that's neat as well. And then obviously our business professionals in Brandon Valley. We know that they're going to be amazing connections for our students. And our business teacher, Katie Kennett, she has great background in business, and she'll be more than willing to help as well. For Learn, this is going to be like an informative interview where students can interview someone in the career already and just learn from them, and then a job shadow. What I love about the job shadow aspect is in the last, I would say, 2-3 years, as a counselor, I've seen a huge increase in parents and students wanting job shadows. Brady can attest to this because I usually send them to him if I can't figure it out. So I think that is going to be great because this is going to allow students who might have an area that they're interested in be able to do a job shadow. So that's what's great about this, the Learn aspect of it. Serve is going to be more of a mentoring. So the community member or the nonprofit is going to mentor the student as far as what their project is going to be.
And so the final project, what that's going to be as well, is they're going to have, again, the product. So whether it's a business plan, if it is something that they've done to showcase, or if it is kind of a visual representation of their service project. And so they're going to do that through a variety of ways that they'll have to be able to show us, again, what it is that they've learned, that showcase of their learning. And then the presentation for LEAD, they're going to have a business panel that they will present to. And then the other two, Learn and Serve, will be a gallery walk that we will have available each semester. We will do that. And then finally, they'll also have a professional portfolio, kind of documents helping them to show that that they're able to be in front of people, that they're ready for what's next with whether it's work, college, opportunities, those types of things too. So want that professional component as part of it too.
Okay, so let's talk about credits. So we still will only require the 22 credits like we always have. This is not an additional credit. Instead of the 5.5 electives, students will just have the 5 electives. And then for seniors, we have always required seniors to take 2.5 credits each semester. So this will just be one of those credits that we require. Most of our seniors are overachievers, and they take more than the required 2.5 each semester. So let's break down both options. So the impact project is half a credit. It's pass or fail. It's around 45 hours and then other requirements. We say around because it's going to depend on which one they choose. It's going to look a little different, as we just explained. And then the current internship or apprenticeship is 1 credit. They do earn a letter grade. It's 90 hours, and then it has other requirements to go with it as well.
And so as we think about this idea of lead, learn, serve, what we want our students to be able to do right now, but also in the future, and we think about how Brandon Valley really is the reason that our students are ready to launch, not just from the teachers, but from the entire school district and community as a whole, coming together to be able to make this possible. And so we think about that idea of the impact project is where preparation meets purpose, and our students head out into the world to continue to make the impact that they do. Thank you very much. Do you guys have any questions?
Other than wanting to stand up and shout hooray and standing O, this speaks directly to my heart, as you both know. So thank you. I know that there's a lot of work that has gone into this already, and that will continue, and I know the whole district and staff are on board, because I've heard so much good, the planning and getting ready. I think the real testament is hearing and seeing these seniors thrive when they leave here, and whether that's in a career or they're heading off to college. That's what's putting them ahead, and that's exactly what you guys are hitting the nail on the head with. So thank you for spearheading. Thank you for taking the time, and I guess I can't be more excited, and how can I get involved?
I've got 1 or 2 questions. My first question is, do you go, I'll say the apprenticeship, or apprentices, are they interviewed before you put them with, or you interview them to see if they're a worthwhile?
Yep. Yeah, good question. So we do. We just had, so we have one in our tech department, and Kurt Vlamek and I went through an interview with several students who applied for that, and we chose one candidate that we thought would be the best for that position. So, yes.
Okay, and is it a basically semester to semester project, or is it for the whole school calendar?
For the
For this
apprenticeship
program,
or
yeah.
the impact project?
Both.
Both? So the impact project will just be 1 semester.
Okay.
Internships are 1 semester as well. Our apprentice program actually could be 1.5 years is what we have. So we start, like this young man we interviewed, he's a junior, and it worked into his schedule to be able to do that. And so he's starting his junior spring semester, but then he'll also continue that his senior year.
Okay, and then basically, once at the end of each semester or whatever, is it sort of like these or this class of 27, will they basically have like a show and tell type deal to the juniors or for the juniors and sophomores to sort of get their mind going, or how do you?
Yeah, so right now,
Envision that.
we're kind of open to different things, but we've talked about kind of juniors and opening up to the community as well, to be able to come in to see. So yes, but that'll be every semester that we have one of those showcases, kind of like a share and tell or show and tell.
Okay, thanks.
That apprenticeship too, with taking classes at Dakota State, they have to meet a GPA requirement to take that college course. So there is some stuff that they have to meet that way as well.
I just want to say thank you. Obviously, kids more than adults learn by touching and out in it. Obviously, for the work that I do outside, it's not a classroom, so some kids do better. So I appreciate all that. I know it's been a long time coming, and I also appreciate that when you do start this, like you're doing now, you're prepared. You know, it's not like we're just jumping in and hopefully this all works out. It's been planned, so thank you.
I think this comment is just to encourage us as a board to see how we can get involved, how we can support in individual ways, but also excited to see you showed so many examples of how they're filling needs that we have even in the district, right? Like, there's the service projects that we may not be aware of that these students are very in touch with that could bring some innovative ideas, but also we need officiants and we need CDLs eventually. Maybe, I don't know if we'll hire them when they're a senior, I don't know, maybe. We'll have to talk about that. But there's things, CNA, I mean, I did that, and those are things that we're in need of. And so not only are you offering them outside classroom experience, but you're also truly giving back to the community and things that we need. So thank you.
I just want to echo everything else they've said, but one quick question. The apprenticeships, there's a GPA requirement and an application process. For all the other kind of groups, is it just first come, first serve, or how do you, anyone can do any internship they want? How do you pick and choose and decide who goes where?
Yeah, good
Thank you.
question. So yeah, with our other interns, as they come in, we find them a spot that works well for them, knowing who they are, knowing their abilities. And what's amazing too is that you'll find, we have a number of students who maybe school is not their thing, traditional school is not, but once they get out into that workplace and they're finding something they're passionate about, like it is amazing, just their learning, their knowledge, what they're able to do and showcase and using those skills in incredible ways. And so we find spots for every student. And it's of all abilities too. We've got our project skills as well. So students that have disabilities, we're getting them out into the community too. So this is for all Brandon Valley students will go through this.
Madam Chair, any comments?
Just thank you very much, and I'm excited to actually see it when I can actually see the screen sometimes. So thank you so much for all you've done. Appreciate it. All right, next we have administration report, superintendent's report. Superintendent Larson?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple of items to update the board on here this evening. Berkman Valley Elementary School project continues. We are enclosed and in the process of starting all of that respective interior work. I know the painters are out there and whatnot, but basically it's starting on the west side, finish work and working east. Project remains on time and on budget. We have communicated to our respective families via postal letter and email and phone. I imagine in February, we'll be moving on staffing assignments and whatnot as the deadline for the families to notify us of their intent is here in the end of January. So look forward to getting through that as well. The Brandon Valley Middle School edition continues. Project remains on time and on budget. We continue to progress. It is relevant to note that project will take a majority of the summer break. So that's not scheduled to be done until the very beginning of August because they need all of the time to wrap it up. So just note that we'll be holding the sentiment of stay away from Brandon Valley Middle School this summer because it's under construction. But project's on time and on budget. We've already talked a couple about those respective road construction projects we continue to monitor. Academic calendar, there is no school on February 13th or the 16th. We have parent-teacher conferences on March 9th for our intermediate school and middle school kiddos, March 10th for the high school and elementary. On March 12th, we will have school. Again, on March 12th, we will have school. And on March 13th, there is no school for the respective comp day. The legislative session is beginning to ramp up or roll, as they may say. Our priorities remain funding and local control and also the promotion of public education. Listed the ASBSD bill tracker there for the board's respective review. The session opened on the 13th, the last day is on the 12th, and then the 30th is reserved for the governor's vetoes. Won't review the budget process in great detail, just know that we're in receipt of 5-year plans, forms have been distributed. I would imagine we will present the 5-year plan at the second meeting in February, just so you know. Look to do some staffing approvals in March along with our preliminary capital outlay budget, which is necessary to approve those big ticket items. You'll see a preliminary budget in May, and we'll hold our public budget hearing in July. And Ms. Murdy, since you are here, it is absolutely my pleasure to, by name, say thank you. In addition to that, say thank you to all of the Brandon Valley School District counselors, as February 2nd through the 6th is recognized as National School Counselor Week. And I think it's imperative to note that our school counselors are working far more than on academics or mental health or adolescent relationships or providing guidance with difficult families. They do absolutely everything and are a vital part of what we do. So special thank you, Ms. Murdy, and all of our Brandon Valley School District counselors. With that, would certainly field any questions you may have.
All right. If there are no questions, we can go on to the second item, selected data from the 2024-2025 Educational Statistics Digest.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will turn it over to Mr. Lundberg for comment in just a minute, as he is the individual who provides this information to me for the Board of Education. But it's really great. It's really great information for you as a board to know. It is just one more shining example of being ultra efficient and putting the dollars where they matter while also getting great results. So, Mr. Lundberg, turn it over to you.
Yes, as Jared said, it's a report of the spending per pupil across the state of South Dakota, each school district, and the totals, what they average across the state of South Dakota. Brandon Valley has and continues to rank low or high on that chart, whichever you want to say. We spend the least amount of money per student at or near the bottom. As I've told you before, there's really only 3 variables on what schools spend per student. Opt-outs are the first variable. 66, I think, out of 148 school districts have an opt-out. We do not. Federal revenues are another variable. Some schools get more, some schools get less. We would be in the less category. And the last thing is capital outlay flexibility, how much we transfer from the capital outlay fund to the general fund to fund certain things. We do utilize that flexibility to the tune of $1.4 million this year. And we're projecting to raise that next year when we present our budget to you there. So anyhow, the document shows that Brandon Valley spends $9,982 per student. That's ranked 145th out of 148. Very efficient. I don't like, quite honestly, I don't use the word efficient with this schedule alone. I think where the efficiency comes is when you put this schedule with all the other things that the school district does. You match it with the highest paid teaching staff in the state of South Dakota and the lowest spending in the state of hello. That's efficiency. And then when you toss in the test scores on top of it, efficiency and proficiency. To garner all those things under one umbrella is a gold star. That's it.
Questions for Mr. Lundberg? Thank you, Madam Chair. We're good.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lundberg. All right, no board policy tonight. Takes us to general business. I would entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 3, please.
So moved.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Personnel, I would entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 8, please.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Number 9 is information only. Communication, I don't see any. That takes us to board reports. Does anyone have a formal board report for this evening?
I do, Madam Chair. The safety the safety committee met on January 14th. It was a pretty regular meeting. SRO update was there's good trends in mental health and in kind of student interactions, really positive engagement with this year. We're continuing to update the safety manual, discussing safety communication, especially now and as we open new schools and new locations. Our next meeting is in May 27th. Any questions?
Like Dr. Nelson, or excuse me, Dr. Larson said, they are in the process of all things on Capitol Hill. The big thing right now, we're watching Senate Bill 85. It did get through the Senate today. That is really, what it would take away is our local control, and it would require us to have a vote for any general or capital outlay opt-outs. So that is something that we just want to keep our eyes on. If you're happen to be talking to or would like to reach out to any of our legislators, that would be helpful at this time, and I can definitely get you the wording for our opposition to that. There's a lot of other things that are exciting on the docket in terms of curriculum, special education funding and such, but the biggest thing is we're fighting for funds overall. So I'll just keep you posted as more things come our way. A lot of it will rise and die in a matter of hours, but the ones that kind of get some traction are the ones I'll keep you updated on.
Thank you. Anyone else? Had our teach-well meeting the other night, and that went just fine. And the 3 of us who meet from West Central, Lennox, and Brandon, we really can't believe we're halfway through the year yet, but things are just going wonderfully down there and kind of status quo. Anything else from anyone?
No, Madam Chair.
All right, hearing none, it looks like that takes us to the end of our agenda. I would entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, and thank you everyone for coming this evening.